Good morning. Welcome back to the Friday live stream. I know we're starting it late. I just actually posted a video on PHUN and PHUN coin. So PHUN Funware just launched Fun coin. So very interesting stuff. You can see their stock is surging on this news, and we definitely needed a green day today for at least one stock. We needed at least something to be green because Thursday was a terrible, horrible, no good, very red day in the market. So welcome everybody. I see we've already got a ton of comments. So wow, a lot of people have been having conversation while I've been away. So welcome Silver, welcome Zach, welcome Ambition, welcome Hero, and welcome Nadir. And Shadow Girl, you're in here too. Nice. So here we go. The stream is starting. Better late than never. But welcome in everybody. Crazy stuff going on in the stock market today, right? PROG is bouncing off of $4 as we speak, hopefully going to be opening and moving up instantly. We're really hoping that PHUN opens up above 4 as well. So both PHUN and PROG hopefully will be getting up above 4 and staying above 4. For the open Sundial, maybe we can get back up above 78. I know we didn't quite close the gap yesterday. It wasn't a complete fill. Maybe we'll see that happen today. We are so close. We honestly basically closed the gap, right? You can barely even see where the gap needs to close still. So let's see. Good morning, Shinyman. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Nilesh. And Leopold Shikoin, is PHUN a good buy? Tough to say right now. It's already moved up quite a bit on this news, and nothing too fundamental has changed about the business other than the launch of the coin. So it's tough to say, but we will certainly be looking deeper into it, right? This news just came out less than an hour ago. And good morning, KTZ. Let's go, Treble. I agree with you. Let's go. PHUN, anyone in that? Is anybody in PHUN? Because you are up pretty big as of close yesterday. We are up big. We were actually up. I was watching this whole thing live, right? I watched it. I think I started noticing it around 8:40 is when I turned on my trading software and noticed that PHUN started moving up and has since hit highs of 425. Ever since then, we have actually moved back down below 4. But I will pull up the news. I will try to pull up the news. I closed all my tabs, but I will pull it up right here. So the reason that PHUN is moving up big is because of Fun coin. So for those of you who are curious, Fun coin, it's a new crypto that they are launching. It's basically a crypto that is meant to help you monetize your digital identity, right? Help to monetize your data, which is an issue a lot of people have been complaining about. They've been saying that companies are taking their data and giving them nothing in return. So Funware is attempting to remedy the situation. And let's see, Alisha Jamal says, I'm in PHUNW. Whew, I bet those warrants are up big. Let's see what happened to the warrants. Yeah, the warrants. So as of yesterday, I mean, they were moving up, it looks like, actually. So we'll see where they open up today. Looks like they haven't quite moved up as much as I would have expected based off where they closed around 234. Now they're at 275. So that's pretty good. They're less liquid than PHUN. So we'll see what happens with them when the market opens. And Leo Pontano, morning dude, love the show. I appreciate that. Man. Love doing it. So let's see, Jay Bonilla, do you follow CEI? I do. I've been watching CEI. Very interesting. Looks like they're bouncing down out of their range, though, out of the 140. They got pushed back down. So yeah, looking over the past couple of days, they got back up into the 140s, and they then, unfortunately, yesterday got pushed back down, and they're starting to trend down. We'll see what happens with them. If Zach Taylor tweets about them, that could be great for CEI. They could be moving up huge. But today, we will most likely be focusing the most on PHUN because this is a new catalyst that just popped up, Funcoin, as well as PROG, because today is the last day that they have to expire in the money with all of these open interest call options at not just the $4 strike price. Hopefully, I mean, obviously, we really want the 350s and the 4s to expire in the money, but we want the 450s, the 5s, the 550s, the 6, the 650s, the 7s, and the 750s as well. We really want the 750s. Those are 55,000 open interest call options right there. So the hope is that those will all expire in the money. But regardless, even if they don't, it looks like people have, and people have pointed this out to me as well, people have slowly been building up positions in the December 17th, 21 calls. And people were pointing out that for a while, the same kind of cycle has been going on with PROG when the October options were expiring. People were worried that was the end of PROG stock when they weren't all expiring in the money. However, Then people moved on to the Novembers, and now maybe we'll just move on to the Decembers. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But let's see. Alicia Jamal, I wonder when Trump's True Social Beta comes out, hopefully this month, for DWAC. Yeah, DWAC could certainly use it, right? DWAC is currently trading around $56 per share right now. It looks like we are about to open in 8 seconds we hear, and we'll see the market open. So I'll just zoom into the one-day charts and everything so we can get a clear view of what's going on with all of these stocks. PHUN, I'm very curious to see. And Ludwig says, Rob, a question. If MOAS comes for AMC and GME, does it also come for Sundial at the same time, same hedgies? Potentially it could. It could potentially. It might come a little bit after, right? If people make a ton of profit in AMC and GME, then they might start moving into Sundial. But I will point out that Sundial, the last time it pumped, when it pumped up to 420, was also during the time that GameStop and AMC were pumping up big too. So we'll see what happens with it. I'm hoping that Sundial starts pumping up big. I mean, it obviously has a very large short interest as a percentage of the free float. So I'm very hopeful for something big to happen with Sundial. But let me pull that up right here. Actually, we can pull up the short interest. Good morning, Rocky Mountain Gobblers. I started a bit late today. Okay. So for Sundial, this is interesting. We've actually got a couple of shorts closing their position. Got a couple of shorts closing, it looks like. So 1%, minus 1% short interest change. 1% of shorts have closed their positions. Some. This was up to, I think, 356 million shares short yesterday. And now it's down to 338. So a couple of shorts are closing their positions on Sundial, it looks like. Who knows why? Maybe they know something we don't. And Carland Maggie says, hey, Rob, thank you for the super chat. First of all, hey, Rob, just subscribed to your channel. Been watching you for a while and appreciate your insight. Thanks. I appreciate you, Carland Maggie. Thank you very much for the super chat. It means a lot. And let's see. My CNTX bet is paying off this morning, says Zach Taylor. Well, let's check out CNTX. CNTX is doing up 10%. Yeah, that's doing pretty well. And PROG is absolutely exploding, it looks like. Nice bounce off of 4, up to 423 on the first couple bars of the day, right? 2 minutes in, and we're already up to 426 on PROG. PHUN, not as exciting as we were hoping for, right? It's up 8% on the day, granted, sure. It's up 8%, but it is actually, it has been fading away, right? Bouncing off of 4, it looks like. If we can get back up there, it could be really good for PHUN. We'll see. We'll see if we can. Obviously, really cool catalyst just came out for them. Potentially, it's going to be better for the coin than it will be for PHUN, but FunCoin just got announced, or not just announced, but just got tradable today, right? They just released it, essentially. And I will pull up some more info on PHUN coin. And Ludwig Vladimir Dorner says, Rob, do you like the Ape Father? He says floor price of 100K for AMC. I can't say I've even watched the Ape Father. I don't know who the Ape Father is, but that sounds interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. I've not seen the Ape Father, so I'll check him out at some point. I'll check him out. But let me pull up this FunCoin news. So FunCoin. Basically, FunCoin is only going to be tradable. We can pull it up right here. First of all, for those of you who don't want to watch the video that I released on FunCoin earlier this morning, I will give you guys some of the info right here. Funware is okay. So they just launched FunCoin. They're going to reserve 72% of the supply. So there are 100 billion total. They'll be reserving, I think that means 720 million of them just for themselves. They're going to hold on to them, which is actually good for the price of FunCoin, since they're starting at 0.8 cents per share, per coin, I should say. 0.8 cents per coin. There's 100 billion coins, so everybody in the world can get at least 10 of them, at least probably even 11 of them. Trading at 8 cents or 0.8 cents per coin, I think that gives them an $800 million market cap regarding, the total supply, if we count all of the supply that Funware themselves are going to be holding on to. So relatively high in that regard, especially considering the fact that Funware itself has about a $350-something million market cap. Let's see what it's changed to now that they're up above $4, because they have actually moved up quite a bit. They have moved up quite a bit. So $388.89 million market cap on Funware. So the coin's market cap is actually larger than Funware's market cap. So that's interesting. And Sundial is doing pretty well today, up 3.72%. PROG is not doing great on the day, considering where they closed, but they are doing well in the sense that they bounced right off of 4 and started moving up. Hopefully these red bars will turn into green bars pretty soon. But PHUN also back up above 4, so it looks like we are getting a pretty good Friday, potentially a very green Friday. Let's hope. And Jordan Isidore Peterson, good morning, man. Haven't seen you in a bit. And Rocky Mountain Gobbler says Sundial slowly moving up. Yeah, I hope. It doesn't even look that slow to me. It looks like a pretty significant increase. I'm happy about that. So Sundial doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to what we could see by the end of the day. It looks like maybe we won't close the gap after all, right? A lot of people were thinking that we would need to close this gap. We got pretty darn close to filling that gap. We were only about a cent off from actually filling it. We needed to go down about a cent lower. CNTX blowing up, it looks like. Good job on that one, Zach. It's up 15% on the day. The numbers just keep rising. So you see major squeeze for PHUN again. Well, we'll take a look at PHUN on Ortex. I don't think I addressed this in the video that I released this morning, but I don't know about a short squeeze on PHUN. Obviously, some shorts may decide to cover because this is interesting fundamental news and could serve to pump the stock up a decent amount. But there aren't necessarily enough shorts to really squeeze out of this thing, right? Only a 4% percentage of the free float is shorted, and that accounts for about 3.92 million shares. So it's a decent number of shares. If all those shorts covered, it would certainly be good for PHUN. But I don't know if we're hoping for a massive short squeeze or if we're more so just hoping that the price will rise due to the hype and momentum. I think that's potentially a better catalyst for them. So I do want to point out, guys, this out. We've got 82 viewers and 28 likes on the stream. I know we just started this thing. Have we even been in it for 10 minutes? I don't know. It looks like we've been doing it 13 minutes just about. But if we could potentially get up to maybe 40 or 50 likes, that would be much appreciated, especially considering how well some of these stocks are doing. I mean, Zach, geez, up 22% on CNTX over the day. Very nice, very nice. Hopefully PROG will be bouncing off of 4, and hopefully we already got 40 likes. Let's see if we can't get up to 50. Just 6 more people would need to like the stream 48 to make it happen. So 2 more people. We'll see if we can get 2 more people to like this thing, get us up to 50, and to beyond 50. We'll see if we can do it. Up to 49, we only need 1 more. But let me pull up some more PHUN coin information for those of you who are interested. So PHUN coin. So like I was saying, it's starting trading today, and it's going to be trading exclusively on Securitize, the first blockchain-enabled transfer agent registered in the United States, registered with the U.S. SEC. So impressive stuff. I guess an impressive badge of honor, right? They're registered with the SEC. Here's their website. I don't have a Securitize account, so I can't actually trade PHUN coin. I don't know if any of you guys have a Securitize account. Can any of y'all trade PHUN coin? I don't know. I don't think this is too well known of a brokerage. I haven't heard about them, so maybe they're a big deal. I don't know though. I've just not heard of them before. So we'll see. We'll see if PHUN coin price. Let's see if we can actually find it. Let's see if we can't find. No, it doesn't. There's no chart just on Google that we can see right off the bat just by searching PHUN coin price. Eventually, I expect there will be something just on Google tracking them. But granted, this is their first day. Trading, so I don't expect there to be anything like that yet. But looks like PROG is starting to move back up. That's good stuff. It looks like we got a bounce off of 401 this time, so higher lows, I guess you could say. That's somewhat promising. And it looks like PHUN might be bouncing off of 4, right? The opposite might be happening with PROG and PHUN. And Rico Aguilar, Sundial playing hard to get. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit. We'll see if we can't get back up to that 78 support. That would be nice. Up 3% on the day. I believe TLRY is up too. TLRY is up 2.89%. So very similar to Sundial. We'll see what happens. I guess TLRY actually might have been the reason for Sundial's fall. When TLRY started moving back down, Sundial started waning away as well. Not in as big of a way, though. So Silver says, the regulars are liked, subscribed, and belled up. I appreciate that. And Ludwig says, Sundial to the Andromeda Galaxy. I hope so. That would be very nice. That it's not out of the question regarding how many shares are short on Sundial and the fact that they have 100 million shares worth of buyback to do over the next year. They've got the whole year to buy back 100 million worth of Sundial stock, and there's 300 million shares short on Sundial. Once this company starts doing really good price-wise, I think that a lot of those shorts are going to have to cover. They're going to realize that that this is probably one of the lowest prices that we'll get to. So we'll see what happens with that. And Oscar Jimenez says, "Morning, Rob. Great work. Thanks for all you do. $PROG. I appreciate that, Oscar. And I hope that you make quite a bit of money on PROG. It looks like we are actually in a bit of an uptrend right now, so it's looking good for PROG. I'm hoping that's where we go." And DJ Andre says, "Laughing out loud. LOL. Nice, nice, nice." So hoping that PHUN gets up above 4, but I actually don't have a position in PHUN. You know, regarding the stocks that I was in, it was I was considering PHUN, but it seemed a little bit riskier, and the biggest catalyst that had moving forward, in the past at least, was the Trump pump, right? It was pumping up similar to how DWAC was pumping because it was rumored to be working with Truth Social, and I don't think that's actually been confirmed yet. We do not know if they're working with Truth Social, so I'm actually in DWAC, not PHUN, and I don't know, maybe I want to get in on PHUN because now it has FunCoin, and it certainly seems like a good initiative to be taking, monetizing people's data, allowing them to start getting some money back from it. It could certainly be a rallying call for a lot of investors, so we'll see. I could certainly see myself, I mean, they do have a decent business, right? They're selling personal computers, and now they're in Bitcoin as well, so as long as Bitcoin's doing well, they should be doing decently. I'll actually take a peek at CoinMarketCap and see what they're doing, but let's see, how is Bitcoin doing? So Bitcoin is falling more today. Bitcoin's falling, Ethereum is up. We'll take a peek at cryptos right here. Bitcoin's down 2.11%, Ethereum's up 1%, Binance is up 3%, so it's a mixed bag. A lot of the cryptos, even Shiba Inu, are up on the day. Most of them are down on the week, though, except Avalanche. Avalanche is up 32% on the week, 10% on the day, $24 billion market cap. You know, some of these cryptos come out of nowhere. I've never heard of Avalanche before, but some coins just pop up out of nowhere and become some massive market caps. I mean, I'm not sure what the deal with Avalanche is, but let's see. If you'd like to know where to buy Avalanche, no, I'm not interested in that. So they list on Binance, and AVAX rushes to the top 10. Yeah, what's driving growth, actually? So I don't know if there is anything driving growth. It's just a rally, it looks like. The fast finality smart contracts platform prides itself on offering transaction finalization in under 1 second and has attracted a significant numbers of developers. Okay, so maybe that's what's driving their growth, but I don't know. Some of those altcoiny cryptos, I'm just not too sure about. All right, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good viewership and likewise, so I won't beg for any more likes at the moment. Looks like Sundial's actually taking a little bit of a tumble right now. We'll see if we start making lows of day. Hopefully not. That wouldn't be ideal. PROG, we'll see if we can start making highs of day on. We're about to, if we can break past 430, then we would be making highs of day on PROG. And let's see if there's anything coming out news-wise. No news for PROG. Obviously, PHUN has some news about processing the initial issuances of FunCoin. And Sundial filling the gaps, as Broad Bill Hunter. Yeah, I mean, earlier this morning it looked like we might not, but now, I mean, we do have just a cent of gap to fill left. We have to go from, we got to go down from 73.49 cents to, looks like 72.84. So just about a cent, a little bit less than a cent really of gap to fill left. Potentially we might not fill it, but we'll see. We'll see. And Zach says, I need metals to run. Let's see, what's gold doing? Gold is very stagnant regarding its close yesterday. It's very stagnant, but it has been moving up in the pre-market, at least the minutes leading up to market open. It's been moving up, so that's good. Silver is up, but I would like metals to run much higher. I would like metals to go to the moon, literally. I want to take metals on a rocket ship to space, drop them off on the moon, and Silver says, I still see metals dropping 15%, so bankers can load up. Maybe we'll see it. I don't know. They've already dropped quite a bit off their highs. Bankers have had a chance, it looks like, on the year. This gold ETF was at highs of 183 and then at lows of 157. If they weren't going to load up then, when will they load up? Like 2015, he says. All right, let's see what happened in 2015. Go back to the max a week. And let me get rid of my face right here for a second so you guys can see the gold chart in the bottom. So 2015, it looks like. Okay, yeah, I see what happened there. Right around October, it started dipping big. It was down in November, and then right as the new year kicked off, January started moving up big. I could see that. I could see that. I wouldn't mind it if we had to wait an extra month or so to get a big run in gold, as long as it happens, right? As long as it happens. And Ludwig, could Sundial also go to zero? I would appreciate that. If Sundial went to zero, I'd buy up all the shares. I'd buy up every Sundial share if it went to zero. And PHUN hitting up above 4 again. That's good. PROG, we're going to see if we can't get back up above 430. That's the hope. That's the hope. So, what were we looking at? I wanted to pull up Shiba Inu, though. I am curious. What's going on with Shiba Inu? Are they going to rebound? Do you guys think? Do you guys think Shiba Inu is going to rebound? It is trading currently. It's moving up a little bit. It's up a little bit. So about 5 or 6% over the past 24 hours. Do you think that's the bottom of Shiba Inu? I don't know. It's very similar to where they were. It is actually a new low, technically. So, not looking the best. Not looking the best for Shiba Inu. Not looking the best. But, boom, Rob. Let's see. Silver says, boom, Rob. Silver 18 to 20. You missed my other 2 questions, Rob, says Ludwig. All right, let's see. What did Ludwig say? And Ludwig, are you in AMC or GME, Rob? No, so I'm not. I was in AMC at one point, and the way that I was in AMC was actually, I never bought AMC stock, but I got 1 share of AMC as a referral stock for Webull. So if you guys use the link in the description, I don't think it's Webull anymore. I'm pretty sure now if you hit the link in the description of this video, it would actually be M1 Finance. You get a guaranteed $50 for signing up for that. And making I think you have to make a first initial deposit of $100, and then you get a guaranteed $50 right out of that. But no, I'm not in AMC currently. But I could see myself potentially entering it, right? If I really started to see AMC do something. It's just that it's been stagnant for so long. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, right? It's basically just held at 40 for the past several months. I'd rather, I think Sundial is probably going to be doing better than AMC is in the near term, right? I'd rather have my money in there. So, DJ Andre, careful when you're saying your Bible shares. Sometimes companies go bankrupt. Remember Nortel stock. Yeah, sometimes companies do go bankrupt. Sundial has a lot of cash, though. Sundial has a ton of cash. I think they have $1.1 billion worth of cash and assets on their balance sheet. So maybe they could go bankrupt, but it would take a bit. They'd have to be spending for a while. And they are invested in a decent amount of other companies, right? They have some other companies, so a lot would have to go wrong for Sundial to go bankrupt. But, still, even if they go bankrupt, I'd take them at 0 cents a share. Just because there's not really any risk, right? They're going bankrupt anyways. They could only go up from 0 cents. So Laura Rogers, check out the dip on AQST. It's going to burn that low float next week as it approaches the 30-day mark for FDA. They also got news about another FDA for next year. Interesting. AQST. Let's see what AQST. Yeah, they are on a dip. So what happened with the FDA? Okay. So as they approach the 30-day mark, they are taking a bit of a dip. People are getting a little bit less bullish on them. They're thinking maybe they won't pass the FDA. Some sellers are coming in. They noticed there was a big rally maybe. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. When the FDA actually approves it or disapproves of it. If they disapprove of it, that would certainly be very bad. And if they do approve it, that would be nice. That would be nice. So Ludwig, my other question as well, Rob. Let's see. What is your other question? You missed my other 2 questions, you said. All right, let's see. Ludwig, are you an AMC or GME? Or, have you got more PROG or Sundial? Sundial for sure. I'll show you my Sundial. My Sundial's doing decently, right? I bought into Sundial. I've got, I think at this point, 15,000 shares of Sundial total across all my accounts. Let's find it. Where is it on the Robinhood? Okay, so let's get the right camera angle on this. The Sundial's looking pretty good. We're up We're up 180 on the day, 3K all time. So Sundial right there, we got 12K in this account. And then in this account, we have, let's see, active trade, we've got 3,000 shares of Sundial. We're actually down on this one because we were buying these more recently. But there you go. We've got a buttload of Sundial. And European countries making moves now to full legalization. And Silver says legalization of weed is coming, no doubt. No doubt. So if no dentation, Rob won't answer question. Oh, if no donation, says Sotos Pizzinis. No, I certainly will answer questions. I have been answering many questions. Sotos Pizzini says, for 3 days, Rob ignores my questions. Well, what is your question, Sotos? I'm curious. What is your question, man? I will look. Type your question out here. Type your question out. I apologize, guys, though. Sometimes, there are a lot of comments, and I do not always see every question. So, and there are a lot of things in the comments that's just conversation between people. So, it's tough. I don't always look at every single thing that people are saying, just because sometimes it's conversations between other people that aren't too relevant to the stream. But put your question in, Sotos, and I will do my best to answer it. And Ludwig Wilmer Dorner says, nice, your big Sundial position. You know that Robinhood uses payment for order flow, right? I certainly do know that they use that. I certainly know they use payment for order flow. Yeah, I know they use payment for order flow. Typically, though, I'm putting in a limit order anyways. I don't know if it really affects the price that much. I mean, on a really large scale, right, it probably affects the price. But if I'm just trading a couple thousand shares or something, I'm not hugely worried about it. I get that we're kind of the product with Robinhood, but I would rather that than pay brokerage fees, right? And now there are a lot of free brokerages, but I'm not too worried about the payment for order flow. If that's what allows the free trading, I remember that way back when I was around probably 16, 17, when I was looking into trading, all the brokerages, I don't think Robinhood had come out at that point. I think all the brokerages had fairly high commission fees, right? They were charging like 15, 16, maybe even $20 per trade to take. Maybe some were charging less, like 10, maybe some were charging 5, I don't know. But a lot were charging decent amounts of money. So I'd rather get payment for order flow going on with Robinhood and have free commissions. I definitely think it helps out the smaller traders like us, as opposed to paying 15 or $20 per trade. So Shadow Girl says press the like button. I would appreciate that if people would press the like button. And Sotos, I'm waiting for your question, man. I will answer it. And Silver says Rob is only one guy. Take it easy. I appreciate that, Silver. I am only one guy. But it looks like we might be filling the gap on Sundial after all. It looks like we are taking a bit of a dive. So we do have about a cent worth of gap to fill. We'll see what happens when we get there, if we get there. All right, and let's see. So opinion, says Sotos. Opinion on what, though? I'm curious. What am I supposed to give my opinion on? I'm looking, man. I'm looking through. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing any question. But Nicholas Morello says, Rob, please talk some about strategies that work. How does Robinhood make its money? Says, okay, that's that's another purple commenter. Okay, so one strategy, and Acorn Sucks says he is just trolling you, potentially, yes. So one strategy that I think is actually really good, and Zach Tiller says 100 likes and Rob will buy 1 million Sundial shares at 1 cent. Yeah, I could potentially. But one strategy that I think is really good for reliable profits, not always the largest profits, but reliable. Let's find a good stock. Maybe even Sundial. You could potentially use Sundial as an example for this. Let's look at the options, right? So finding a stock, first of all, that you like, that you think is going to do decently over the long term is important, right? You have to find one that you have a somewhat high conviction in, and then let's pull this up for Sundial. And then you go to the options chain, and preferably it's a little bit of a cheaper stock, right? Preferably it's a cheaper stock. When you get into like the $10 to $20 range, it starts to get kind of expensive to use this strategy. And Soto says, seriously, you can't see my question? I don't know if there's profanity in it. YouTube might censor it automatically. I don't know. Maybe you should word it a different way, but no questions are showing up, Sotos. But strategy that works. Okay, so look at the options chain for Sundial stock, right? So you can sell options actually when you have 100 shares of a stock. And this is something that I like to do. I'm not actually doing it with Sundial currently. I could, and it would potentially be a decent deal to be doing right now. It would potentially be a good move for reliable profits, but not necessarily for the most explosive growth. But something that you can do is if you have 100 shares of Sundial stock, you could then sell a $1 call option, and you could collect a premium of 5 cents per share. So that'd be about $5, right? So you'd be paying, if you wanted to just buy in right now, 75 cents to buy, or sorry, you'd be paying $75 to buy 100 shares of Sundial, and then you could sell an option that's about a month out. It's actually in less than a month, you would then be getting $5. So 0.05 divided by 0.75, that's a 6.66% profit in a month, and that's a guarantee, right? You're just collecting that profit. If Sundial drops, you have some protection to the downside. If Sundial goes to $1 and actually those call options expire in the money, sure, you give up your Sundial shares, but you bought them at 75 cents. So you also get a 33% profit on top of the 6.66% profit. So it's actually a pretty good deal to be doing this. If you can find cheaper stocks like Sundial, you know, when they get to be more than like $10, then it starts to become a little bit less worth it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, especially if they get expensive. We'll look at AMD for this, but take a peek at AMD's options, right? AMD is trading at 156, so you'd actually have to put in 15,000 shares or $15,000 into AMD, about 15,600 by 100 shares of AMD, and then you would only be getting 675 to sell at 160. So 670, 6.7 divided by 155, you're only getting a 4% gain, and the 160 strike price is much closer percentage-wise to 155 than the $1 prices from Sundial's current price. So Sundial is honestly, it is not a bad idea to buy some Sundial with the intent of selling the dollar call options, right? Not financial advice, obviously, but it's a potential strategy that you can use to either get a 6% profit if Sundial stays where it is for the next month, if Sundial doesn't move. If Sundial goes down, it can go down to 70 cents if you're buying it at 75. And since you've sold this 5-cent call option, you're break even, right? You haven't even lost money, and you're still holding the Sundial shares. And then you can do it again the next month, right? When next month hits, you can probably sell the January calls for 5 cents per share. And if Sundial goes up to $1, then you've made 33% on the trade. If it closes out your trade plus the 6%, so you've made about 40%. That's a pretty good strategy right there. I really like selling those covered call options. So let's see. Nicholas Morello, do you have a strategy for momentum plays for day trading? Seems like most day trade strategies is just gambling. So a lot of the time it can be. I think that what's important to realize is that there isn't just a one-size-fits-all strategy. Oftentimes, I like to look at support levels if I'm going to take a trade. I think that support levels are important, and you can actually see that, you know, in PROG stock, we had support at 3, and you could potentially say, hey, I want to buy in at 3, and then if we drop too much lower, like, you know, 275, that's when I would close off the trade. A lot of it is just in a case-by-case basis with support and resistance levels. Obviously, you have to be decent at identifying them in the first place. But you can see that we have been hitting these somewhat psychological levels fairly well, right? $5, we actually did smash through on big momentum, but $4, it looks like it's holding us decently. And, you know, if you were entering it yesterday, you could potentially take a little bounce from 4 to 450. And even today, you could have taken one from 4 to 425, I think was the high, 430. So, I'm looking for some comments, but Silver says, you mentioned 200K options the other day. Was that Sundial? Yes, that was Sundial. Sundial has 226,000 open interest call options at the $1 strike price. So, yeah, sometimes day trading strategies, though, Nicholas, sometimes they are just gambling, but, you know, it depends, right? You can use some indicators. I know Zach has been using the Ichimoku indicator, and that potentially gives some decent buy and sell signals, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not the biggest fan of indicators, but there's certainly a lot of ways to go about it, and what's important is finding something that works for you. I like support and resistance because I think that they're fairly cemented in the way that algorithms trade, right? and just normal traders, right? Hedge funds see psychological levels as well as retail. Everybody's reacting to, dollar price levels right there. Like you can see $4 and $3 are acting pretty strongly on us. $5 not as much, but we did have a little bounce off of 5. So I think that support and resistance are pretty important when trading. But Treble says it's only gambling when you buy on out of the money options expiring that same week. Yeah, that is when it really becomes gambling. When you're buying those call options where it's an all or nothing. When you're buying the options that have a close expiration, you are certainly taking quite a bit of risk. And Tyler Mike, what do you think of Germany legalizing MJ? How does that help Sundial? So I think that potentially more helps TLRY. TLRY, I think, has a distribution center in Portugal. And I think that would more so help them, but it could help Sundial. I mean, the more places that it's legal, certainly the better all the cannabis companies are going to do. Eventually, Sundial may end up expanding into Germany, but at the moment, it doesn't seem to be too helpful for them, right? If anything, it's just going to help people think that more countries are doing it, and maybe the U.S. will be more likely to do it sooner rather than later if they see other countries like Germany doing it. So it could be good. It certainly wouldn't be a bad thing, but it would help TLRY, I think, more so than Sundial. So let me look at something real quick. Let me there we go. Hopefully that worked. I got rid of Sotos. It looked like he was doing some bad stuff. He was bothering people, it looked like. So Sotos, please do not do that in the future. But you've been put in timeout by me. So, Rob, you missed my next question above, says Ludwig. I see you're from Germany. Ludwig, another question above, Rob. Okay, it looks like it went very far up. Okay, and Ludwig says, do you not believe in the MOAS for AMC and GME? Mother of all short squeeze, I know. So, for AMC and GME, I don't know if it's the most compelling. I haven't actually gotten into either of these really myself, so I'm not so sure if that's really going to happen, but we can take a peek at the short data. Now, I know that some people are saying the short data on AMC is inaccurate, but it certainly seems like there are a decent number of shorts in it that probably haven't covered yet, looking at the chart. So, yeah, it certainly seems like there's a decent amount of shorts who haven't covered. Some have, though. Some have. If you look at this, you can see that right after they pumped up big, the short interest took a dive, and then more shorts actually came in. So that could indicate that some of the shorts covered, sure. They ended up getting out of their positions, and then more shorts got in. Obviously, there could be a big short squeeze if AMC goes up even more. I just think it's going to be tough because you're going to need a lot of momentum moving AMC up in the first place, right, to actually squeeze out those shorts. At least that's what I think. So it's not that I don't believe in it. I just think it would be tough, and that right now we're just kind of I'll move my face away from the chart for a second so you can see AMC. It's going to take a bit. It's going to take a bit before I think they squeeze, right? They'd obviously have to get up higher than they did. So up above 72, that could be tough. It could require a lot of capital. Their market caps are getting kind of large. Looking at AMC's market cap, I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's not the most compelling play to me. If I was in it earlier, then maybe it would be, right? $20 billion market cap on AMC, so fairly large. So yeah, if I was in it earlier, if I had gotten in around $10, maybe I'd still be holding my shares just because I wouldn't want to sell and pay taxes. Oh, and Ludwig says Ortex is wrong. It's made by hedge funds. Maybe it is. Maybe. I find it to be fairly reliable, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I like the data it provides, at least on some of the other short stocks. But we'll see. So, Lou Hustles, would you buy Sundial at the current price without having any previous shares? Recently started following you and have noticed you are bullish on Sundial. I have money I can afford to lose and learn by doing it. So a potential play that I was discussing, and this is not financial advice, I'm not recommending anyone do this, but if I didn't have any Sundial shares already, what I would be looking to do is, yes, buy up some Sundial shares, right? I'd be looking to buy up, whatever Sundial shares I was willing to lose some money on if it ended up going down. And if I didn't care too much about explosive growth, if I wanted something a little bit more reliable, I would certainly consider selling some dollar call options at the December 17th strike date using the Sundial shares that I bought as collateral, right? Because then I could collect 5-cent premiums for every 75 cents that I spend on Sundial, and that's about a 6% gain, even if Sundial remains at its current price and doesn't move at all. And in addition, you're not taking any risk unless Sundial moves up above $1, in which case you would already have made 33% plus the 6% premium that you're collecting. So big gains to be made on Sundial and doing this strategy. And also it protects you to the downside because Sundial could then move down at this price of 75 cents per share, can move down to 70 cents per share, and you would still be break even on it. And that's, just covering you for the next month. But then the next month on January 21st, you could sell more call options for it, which would probably be priced more similarly, probably around 5 cents per share at that time. So that's potentially what I would be looking to do with Sundial. It's not financial advice for anybody, but that's what I might be looking to do. Lou Hustles, if I were not in Sundial already, then I'd be potentially looking to do that. So that's just what I think, though. That's a possible way to make some money, but could you check short interest on Halo Collective, Rob? Yes, I can. What is the ticker symbol for that? Halo Collective stock. I can find that myself, actually. HCANF, is that it? HCANF? Halo Collective. Okay, so let's see. Ortex, HCANF. So is that an over-the-counter stock? Because HCANF doesn't look like it's showing up on Ortex. Halo Collective. Okay. Here we go. Let's look at this top one. Why not? I don't know if it'll have any short data on this. Yeah, no short data on Halo Collective. Let's see if we can't get one for the other one. HCANF. No, so no short data on it. It's an over-the-counter. I guess they're not tracking it. I guess it's not being tracked. So sorry about that, Ludwig. Sorry about that, man. But yeah, HCANF not being tracked on Ortex, it looks like. So what have we got? PHUN not moving up above 4, it looks like. PROG, though, PROG is bouncing off of 4, so good stuff there. AMC, which I guess what we're watching now, is holding steady at 40 as it has for the past while. It's certainly been bouncing around 40 for a while. And Rocky Mountain Gobblers, Rob, what the heck is DWACU? Can't find anything. And Shane Gold, I will get to your previous question. Let me look at DWACU, and let's see, what is this? Okay, so Digital World Acquisition Units. Can't say I've been following this one, but let's see. DWACU. What is it? What is it? Okay. Let's see on Market Watch if there's anything. It hasn't got anything for me on Yahoo Finance, but let's see. DWACU. Huh. It's a blank check company, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's not telling me anything. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what DWAC. Common shares, then warrants, then units, says Silver. Yep, okay, well. Now Shane Gold. I will answer Shane Gold's question. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what the units are, but Shane Gold. I don't see a previous question from you, Shane. How long ago did you ask this thing? Could you just ask it again? Just put it in the comments again, Shane. I don't see an old question from you. So Ludwig says DWAC is rubbish. It's pump and dumb. We'll see. And Rich says, did I miss DWAC? Just joined. You did not miss it. We are about to start watching DWAC right here. And let me see. Let me pull up the face again. Right there. We got the face. It's recovering today. That is good. That is good because it did unfortunately hit down to 55 or close to it. And pre-market, it looks like lows of 55.20. So good to see that it's starting to move back up. It's up 0.64%. Hopefully moving back up to 60 over the course of today. We'll see though. It's a ways off. It's a ways off. So we'll see if we can do it. That's the hope though. Warrants usually first, common shares next, units third. So thank you for that, Silver. Thank you for clarifying that. Not entirely sure what the point of units are. Can't say I've ever traded units before. But that sounds interesting. So, okay, Shane Gold, why do you think Sundial will begin repurchase today since they have a full year to do it? I don't necessarily know that they're going to be repurchasing shares today, but today is the first day, and if they wanted to get Sundial cheap, there certainly are a lot of factors lining up for it, right? First of all, if they close this gap, then the gap's closed. The 9 in 10 chance that they were going to do it has already been met. Then they can start moving up. I don't think Sundial wants to start moving back into this downtrend. I think that they would probably prefer to get shares off the market earlier rather than later. I think that, maybe they're just waiting for the shares to get a little bit cheaper. But do they really want to lose all the momentum they gained and all the support from people who are buying this thing up and the support that they got because of their new earnings call? I think that they'd probably rather just get Sundial up above $1. I mean, they have to meet compliance at some point. Maybe they'll just spread out their share buybacks. Maybe they won't do it today. It's not a guarantee that I know they're going to be buying back shares today. It's a suspicion that I have that they might, because today would certainly be a nice day for them to do it. In addition, in the past, I was a little bit more keen on the idea that they might be doing it because they were a lot closer to $1, and they have 226,000 open interest call options on the dollar strike price. So if they could have squeezed it up to above $1 with their share buyback, that would have served to raise the price even more, because all of those institutions would have to buy back a ton of shares as well. But not a guarantee that they're going to do it. I mean, if they haven't announced anything about it yet, which I don't believe they have. Let's see. So, yeah, no new news on it, but they might. I mean, it's not a guarantee. It's looking less and less likely the longer into the day we get, but we'll see. The hope is that they would do this. Maybe they'll do it next week. The hope is that they'll do it soon, though. Get those shares out of the free float and start boosting people's hopes again, right? Because people are not liking this downtrend that Sundial's on, right? It's kind of just continuing previous patterns that we've seen where they've pumped up and then downtrend again. I think people are a little sick of that. I think that they would like to see these share buybacks coming into effect, starting to reduce the free float, undo some of the damage that was done in the previous years when they were just doing these direct offerings and pushing the stock price down with those to stay afloat. Granted, they had to do it if they wanted to remain solvent, but now that they've got some capital under their belt, I think that it would make sense to start doing share buybacks ASAP. At least that's what I would do if I were in their shoes. Hoping to, says Shane Gold. Me too. And Shadow Girl has 56 of what? Holding 56. I'm not sure what you're holding 56 of, though. But she agrees with Silver. Got DWAC at 11. Oh, okay, probably DWAC. And Alan C. says, everyone, and this is not my recommendation, but he says, everyone, please buy now. Buy PROG and be rich. He says, maybe. It's looking not too bad at the moment, right? We could potentially be making highs of day. We'll see what happens. I mean, there are quite a few open interest call options on PROG. Obviously, the longer we remain below these prices of $4.50, $5, $5.50, and not really $6 to $7 too much. There aren't that many open interest call options there. But if we could get up above $5.50, that would certainly be very good for PROG. Oh, and Shadow Girl says, I'm talking with Silver about DWAC. Yep, DWAC. Yeah, I've got some DWAC as well. And Zach Taylor, global red pill incoming. I'm waiting for it, Zach. I'm hoping for a big red pill. But for those of you who are new to the stream, first off, I will say we've got 121 viewers, 86 likes. Only 14 more likes would be necessary to move us to 100 likes. That would be appreciated if we could do that. But before we get to 100 likes, I will point out something interesting. You guys have probably noticed that PHUN stock is up decently today, that we have it on watch, and part of that reason is because of PHUN coin. And they just announced this. I released a video on it a little bit ago. But it's basically their own crypto that is going to help monetize your private data, right? They're going to let companies and brands start paying you to take your data instead of them just taking it like they have been for the past all of history, at least all of history that data has been available for. And there is an interesting presentation. If you guys want to go to funcoin.com, it might not be a bad idea to watch this little video. It's only about 15 minutes that I don't know if this is the CEO of Funware put out. The COO, it looks like. The COO of Funware, I believe, put this out. So potentially it's worth looking at. It does inform you about what the coin does and all that. You can also watch my video. I summarize some of it. It looks like PROG is making new highs of day. But Funcoin looks interesting, right? It's starting to trade today. There's an $800 million market cap on it if it's trading at 0.8 cents per share. And it will be trading on Securitize exclusively. So Securitize, we got it right here, exclusively trading on Securitize. So that's interesting. But I'm not going to be making a Securitize account just to trade Funcoin. But Funware could certainly be doing very well because of it. They have been moving up because of that. So we'll see if they can't get back up above 4. They have been fading away, unfortunately. We'll see. But NVIDIA looks like it's one of the trenders on Ape Wisdom today. And not surprising, NVIDIA's been doing pretty well. Let's pull up NVIDIA. Let's pull it up. We'll cover up Sundial for just a second. We're waiting for it to fill the gap anyways. But NVIDIA is up 2.88% on the day. I think they were up big yesterday. Yeah, they moved up massively in after hours and pre-market yesterday. So they were doing pretty well over the past whole week. They've been doing pretty well ever since their earnings. So 2 days, really, they've been surging up. And I certainly know a buddy of mine who is very excited that NVIDIA is moving up so far. He works at NVIDIA. He got a lot of NVIDIA stock as part of his deal when he got to work there, and he's holding it, and he's holding it for a couple of years, so we'll see how much he makes off of that. And Tyler Mike, don't you think CEO Zach thinks he saved his company, or do you think it was retail short squeeze? In what way? In what way, Tyler? Like recently, like over the past couple of days, did he save the company? I think he thinks he's doing a good job because they're profitable now and all that. They made money last quarter, so I think he thinks that he saved them in that way. And Krishna, you think Sundial will carry on going up? I think that what's looking like it might happen is we may end up closing this little gap. There's really only like a cent of gap left to close, honestly, at this point. There's very little gap that needs to be filled now in between 72.84 cents and 73.49 cents. It looks like we just need to move down a little bit more, and then I think we could definitely continue moving up on Sundial. And good morning, Abstract. Things are going good. I'm just hoping for a green day today on a lot of these stocks because Thursday was very, very red. So we're hoping for a green day on the day. Closing the week out green would be very nice. It's always good when you close the week out green because then you get 2 days of the weekend when the markets are closed to enjoy the fact that you made money the last week. So let's hope that happens. I'm hopeful for it. It looks like everything's green at the moment. Everything that we're watching. DWAC is up 0.5%, Sundial up 1%, PHUN up 6%, and PROG up 2.33%. So Abdulaziz says, I think WIN and DENT will go 20x. I hear from technical analysts. Can you confirm this? They are crypto. Okay, they're cryptos. So let's look at WIN and DENT. I can't confirm that they'll go up 20%, but it looks like, okay, let me pull up this then. It looks like we've got a couple. Is it Win Token or Win K Link? Which one is it? Is it or Win Stacks? Which crypto is it? But we'll take a peek at the other one in the meantime. DENT. Dent. All right, this one's more obvious which one we're talking about. But over the past year, okay, so they're up. Let's see what they're up over the past year. They're up a decent amount actually. I don't know if they're gonna go up any higher. All of these. This one surged way back in 2018. Interesting, up to 8 cents, and then it lost pretty much all of its value. And Wink. So I'll take a peek at Wink next. But all of these cryptos are kind of tough to say. I can't confirm that they're going to rise. It looks like they are going through a bit of a rally ever since around February began of this year. They've been rallying pretty hard. up pretty big over the past 365 days, but I don't know about Dent. It's tough to say. It's at 0.6 cents right now. I'm not really sure what the catalysts for this are, what could be moving it up. But let's see what the market cap is. The market cap is 590 million. So not that high of a market cap. It has the potential. It potentially could, but there would need to be a reason for that to happen. And WIN, wink. Let's see. What's this one at? What market cap is this at? 800 million. So doing decently over the past day and over the past year. A similar story for Wink. Looks like they both topped out last time around 4.4. So both of them are doing pretty good. But I'm not too sure if these are going to do well in the future, right? They don't seem to be that well known. They're both under $1 billion market cap. And unless we're talking about the major cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, I'd even count Dogecoin in there at this point. I don't know if there's a guarantee that they're going to survive the long term. If they do, if they become some of the big ones, then they could certainly be doing well. But I would worry about long-term investing in those, especially if you're putting a significant amount of money in just those, right? I could see a strategy where you diversify out amongst a bunch of altcoins and try to put some money in both, and then hope that one, 10, 20x's and accept that the others might lose 50% of their value. But, you're looking at the list right here. We just keep scrolling. We can go to page number 2 also. There are a ton of cryptos out there, and there's no guarantee that any one of these is going to do any better than any of the others, or is even going to go up. We have no guarantee that any of these are going to be moving up anymore, right? There's, unless you know something about them that I don't, it seems like people are kind of gambling on these altcoin cryptos. Some of them are pretty much just gambles, and unless there's like a real reason why they should be going up, I don't know if any of them are going to. They seem pretty risky to me. PROG, though, is moving up. And we can talk about the catalyst for PROG in a second. PROG is moving up because of short squeeze potential. But the coins are more so just supply and demand. And if people are willing to pay for them, they're willing to pay for them. If they're not, then the price goes down. And I think that we see that a lot of the time with some of those altcoin cryptos. Sometimes they pump up massively. You can get lucky on them. They might be doing well, but I wouldn't probably put any of my money into them. And Tyler Mike says, Zach thinks he saved Sundial Company by using money from retail to make his acquisitions. Yeah, yep. That was something good. That did, I suppose, help the company out a little bit. And Abstract says, looks like crypto is having a decent recovery. Yeah, we were looking at that earlier. Looks like all the cryptos, we'll take a peek at this actually. All the cryptos except Bitcoin are up. Bitcoin and USD coin are up, or down. Bitcoin and USD coin are down. Wrapped Bitcoin is down. But the others, they're all up a little bit. So yeah, decent recovery, especially for Shiba Inu, up 16%. We were just looking at this earlier when it was only up 6%. So it's actually moved up quite a bit over the past couple of minutes. But yeah, look at that nice little rise on Shiba Inu coin. People who are in Shiba Inu should be excited for this. This could be the return of Shiba Inu all the way up to 0.0008719 cents per share. We'll see if we can get it to happen. I'm still holding a little bit of Shiba Inu. I don't know how much more it can really rise. It's already up a couple 100%. I've already sold most of it, but we'll see. So Abstract, nice. You bought SHIB yesterday at 4.3. Nice. And your mom was asking you about Bitcoins last night. Nice. That's how you know we might be reaching a peak. When older people start asking about Bitcoin, we're probably at the top. So let's hope not, though. And Ludwig says, PROG looks good here from Germany, 4:30 p.m. Oh, wow. Yeah, 4:30. Jeez, squeeze coming, guys. I hope. And Rocky Mountain Gobblers, Grease Silver. So Ford is trying to diversify with chip shortage. We must rebuild supply chains at home and not abroad. Yeah, I would like it if we had some supply here, just in case the supply chains get messed up again in the future. It'd be nice to have something here in the U.S. that we're building, right? That would be good. Just shared the stream in PROG. Mac Texas just shared the stream and on PROG and AQST on Facebook. I appreciate that, Mac Attack. I appreciate that. And Tackman Wong asks, thoughts on PHUN? I think PHUN could be doing good, right? This is obviously building up a ton of volume in the stock. If you look, the stock is already trading above what it has been volume-wise typically, and we've only been trading for about an hour of the day. 27 million shares have already exchanged hands. So, especially looking at the past 5 days, you can really see this massive surge in volume exemplified, right? So a lot of people are obviously gaining some interest in PHUN stock. A lot of the crypto community, this could only be a good thing for them, right? I don't think they're going to tank on the news that they're offering a coin, that a coin is now trading that they have a large amount of, and that they also have posted, which I can show you guys right here. The coins are trading at 0.008 cents per share, or sorry, 0.8 cents per share, and there's 100 billion coins, and they are holding 720 million of them. So, as long as the coin's price doesn't crash, could be good for their underlying business. The fact that they then have that much of a massive asset, especially regarding their current market cap, because take a peek at this. Their current market cap is 367 million. So if they have, if the market cap of PHUN is 367 million, let me pull up, where did the coin price go? Where is it? Where did I put that? Did I close the coin price? No, here it is. So yeah, if they have 720 million of this thing that has an $800 billion or $800 million market cap, then that's, if they have 72% of that, then that's like around 500 million, I would think. So just off the top of my head, doing some quick math there, around 500 million in market cap that they've got under their belts. So not bad to add that asset in. And Manny C, good morning, and good morning, Lillian. Good morning, Lillian and Manny. And Steve Pont, good day. Good day to you as well. Any word with Sundial? Keeps on dropping. No, sorry, got in a little late today. Car issues. Oh, yep. I hate car issues. Those are sometimes the most annoying issues you can have. Car issues, especially if you're not home. If you get stuck on the side of the road, that's the worst. But with Sundial, it looks like we may either have decided not to close the gap. We may end up closing it, right? We have about a cent worth of gap left. You can see right here in the bottom left. It's tough to see, really, but the difference between the highs of the day before the pump and the lows that we have reached now, very little left between these two lines right here. So maybe we'll close the gap today. We'll see. And PROG is making a run, Zach Taylor. It certainly is. But Sundial, yeah, we may end up closing the gap today. Right now we're green. We're hopefully not going to close it, but we may. And Ludwig, don't know if I should get more PROG. Potentially, depends on what your cost is. And Rico, Rob, how did you get started with trading stocks? So, I have always been interested in finance and the stock market as well, because when I was very young, when I was probably around, 5 or 10, somewhere around there, my dad took me into his office and wrote down on a piece of paper how compound interest worked. He showed me that, if you had $100 in one year and you were getting 10% interest year after year, it could turn into a massive amount over the course of like 40 years or something like that. So I was always very interested in it because I knew it was very promising, that stocks and the stock market were very promising, and that there were ways that you could make money while you slept, right? Which was very appealing. I would rather not go to work every day and, work for however many dollars an hour. I would much rather just make, $1,000 an hour doing a good trade and then take the rest of the day off. So I got interested in stocks when I was pretty young, but when I actually first started investing, the first stock that I bought, I think it was my 18th birthday. My mom gave me a gift card to a brokerage account. You get a $25 gift card. This was kind of like just a trendy thing, I guess, at the time. I don't know if they still do this, but there was some brokerage that offered gift cards to it. And it was kind of a ripoff too, right? Because you had to buy the gift card. I'm sure it cost a little bit more than $25 after tax and all that. But you bought the gift card, and then you had to pay relatively high commissions at this brokerage. I think what I bought was like 2.1 shares of AMD stock, and there was like a $3 commission. And it took 3 days for the trade to execute. It was a cash account, so I wasn't using any margin or anything. It was just it would take 3 days for the trade to execute or something crazy like that. And that's how I first bought a stock. It was AMD stock, and I bought it with like a $25 gift card. So that's how I first got invested. But quickly after that, I opened up a Robinhood account, ended up selling that stock, moving it into the Robinhood. AMD was one of the first stocks that I really bought. And boy, do I wish I'd held AMD, because let me pull it up right here. because AMD over the past couple of years has been doing incredibly well. I was in it before. I was in it in 2017, I believe. So let's see. What is this? 2017. Yeah, I was in it around like 10, 12 bucks, somewhere around there. And boy, do I wish I'd held, because it's sure skyrocketed. But I ended up selling it when it ended up moving up to like 20 something bucks. So I thought, oh, I've made such a big gain on this. And, I was new, so understandable. But that's how I first started investing in stocks. So it was a gift card, and my dad's lost on compound interest. Both my parents definitely helped me out with that. So let's see. Sundial short squeeze potential, Maiko Fajaro. So Sundial, I'll pull up Sundial on Ortex, but there certainly is short squeeze potential on Sundial. All right, Sundial right here. You can see there is a very large short interest on Sundial, right? 338 million shares short on Sundial. 16% of the free float is short. I certainly think that we could get a short squeeze on Sundial. Very possible. Very possible. To do that, though, we would probably have to pump up to probably around 150, about, looking at where Sundial's shorts started originating. We'd potentially even need to go higher than 150, right? So shorts were building up their positions around 80 cents, $1.60. Some shorts were coming in even around 64 cents when we were around here. Looking at this yellow line on this chart's the short interest as a percentage of the free float. You can see that a lot of them really started building up actually when Sundial was around 150, actually around 150, 160, 170. So we'd have to go up quite a bit to really squeeze out Sundial shorts. But I'm confident that over the long term, and if we got legalization, boy, do I think shorts would be getting squeezed. I think that would be really good. So, Treble, AMD served me well this week. I got to eat raisin cranes instead of ramen with the gains. Nice, Treble, nice. And Zach Taylor has 20K of margin, but afraid to use it. Doesn't know what he's doing yet. Yeah, I mean, margin, boy, I've got some margin, but I don't use that much of it. I try to use as little of it as possible, and only use it if there's a real opportunity that I see, because it is scary, and you can certainly only got margin to allow me to trade with unsettled funds. Yeah, that's the best use of it, I think. But every now and then I'll go a couple K into margin, but not much. I'm wary of it, right? Because you could potentially get squeezed yourself out of a position, right? You could get squeezed if the stock moves down too much. You could get margin called. And even if it's a stock you want to keep holding on to, you might have to sell some shares really cheap. So I don't like having my hand forced in that kind of a situation. So I tend to stay away from margin. I know it offers the opportunity to make some money, but I'd prefer not to do it. So let's see. We've got some more comments. So Stephen Pont, cool. Thank you. Love your pod. Thank you for your non-advisor opinion. You're welcome, man. I appreciate that. And definitely, yeah, not a financial recommendation, anything I say, for sure. So Rico, thanks for sharing, Rob. You're doing a good job, and good morning from SoCal. Nice. That's a fun area. My stepbrother, I don't know if it's SoCal, but he's in California going to college somewhere. So nice. I hear it's a nice area though. I've been there. I think I've been there once. I don't know. I was in Silicon Valley. Is that in SoCal? And Ambition 2020 GameStop was my first. Nice. Oh, so that was not too long ago then. Ambition. That was let's see. I'm guessing you didn't just buy GameStop, years and years ago for fun. I'm guessing it was during the big pump up, right? I'm guessing it was during the big pump up. So that's awesome though. That's awesome. Yeah, GameStop has certainly been doing well. I know a friend of mine who's into stocks. He's been in GameStop. I think he got in fairly early, and he made tons of money on GameStop. He didn't sell out of it though. In fact, he's still holding his GameStop shares through all this volatility. He's just been holding, waiting for the big squeeze. Every now and then, I think one time he made like 20K on put options. It was awesome. He's doing really good. But yeah, GameStop is an interesting one. I wish I'd gotten into it, but I don't know. I was in stocks long before GameStop, and I looked at it as if it was a little risky. And Ambition says, I started trading in 2020 during COVID because I was bored. I got it free from Robinhood. Yeah, that's the upside, right? Robinhood Thank you, Robinhood. That's where I started trading for free. That was my first real brokerage account, right? Aside from the one that I used a gift card to open. Robinhood was my first real brokerage account and the one that I actually started making trades on because it was free. So that is the upside. Certainly wouldn't be worth making trades way back in the day. Say 10 years ago, people really couldn't do it that much. At least, unless you were a big institutional player or whatever, because the commissions, you're paying like $20 per trade, to open and close. So it just didn't seem too worth it. So let's see. We've got some comments. Check out SHIB up above 5 again. Great job, man. All right, Matt. I'll check out SHIB. We were looking at it just a minute ago. But let's pull this up. So SHIB on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, it's up 16.53%. Looks like we've been bouncing around over the past couple of minutes. That's too much of a zoom in. All right, we're going to have to refresh this. That was too much of a zoom in. But yeah, we've been bouncing around the past couple of minutes. We'll see. This obviously isn't the best chart of SHIB. It's not a bar chart. I don't think there is a bar chart on CoinMarketCap, but there we go. We got SHIB. It's definitely been doing good, up 16.73%. I'm happy with that. I'm holding some SHIB still just for fun. I've sold most of my SHIB already, but I am in on it. So I'm obviously hoping that it rises, right? That's the hope. So, can you take a look at Clove, says Takman Wong. I will take a look at Clove. We will see what Clove is doing. So Clove is up 2% on the day. Yeah, we made lows yesterday on a lot of stocks, Clove included. Hopefully Clove will start this uptrend, but it looks like this was potentially on news of the direct offering, right? The direct offering, I think, did it start taking effect yesterday? I forget what the actual news was. So, okay, so I think they announced the pricing of the direct offering, and that may have started crashing them in after hours. Maybe that's what went on. I forget exactly what happened with Clove. Maybe it was that they announced the direct offering pricing, and that may have served to crash them. And DJ Andre, I was down 4,000 on SHIB 2 hours ago. Now just 1,800. Nice. And Jay Bonilla asks, anyone got in on the Metaverse ETF? I have not. I was unaware there was a Metaverse ETF. Let me take a peek at that real quick. Let's see. Metaverse stock. What? There's an ETF for that, says the street. So let's pull up this article. Metaverse ETF META. Okay, I think this is this is the Metaverse ETF. And over the past year, it looks like wow, they've done very well since halfway through last month. I guess since Metaverse stuff really started taking off, a lot of these stocks have gotten pretty juicy, pumped up quite a bit. So, maybe it's a little bit of a frothy play to get in at the moment. It looks like a lot of these stocks just moved up off the hype, but we'll see. We'll see if they stay up. Maybe, then they could certainly go up higher. And Abdulaziz Alamana says, BlackBerry, please, BB. All right, I'll check out BB. It's been a bit since I've looked at this one. This one, I believe, was kind of alongside GameStop and AMC. It looks like add pumps at similar times, so if we see a pump in either of those, we could certainly see BB going up. That would be good. That would be good for BB. But I'm not in BlackBerry. I'm not in AMC. I'm not in GME. Unfortunately, I'm in other stuff. But AMC, GME, and BB, I guess I never really got into them. Like news-wise, I never really heard about them that much. I guess I kept up with them a bit. I always heard what was going on price-wise, but I haven't really heard about all the catalysts and all that. I haven't done too much in-depth research because I felt like I kind of missed the boat on them when they pumped the first time. I figured, it's too late for that. Maybe now is a good time to get into them, though. Who knows? So Abstract says, I was up 500 on SHIB yesterday. Now I'm up 900. Nice. Awesome trade on that one. And AA, you talking about passive income making you money instead of hitting the clock at a job. Yeah, I think that is important. Making passive income. That's really good. But what I would like is, it looks like we're at 10:30. How long has this stream been going on for? It's been going on for an hour 15. We did start a little bit late. So we'll take it a bit longer. We'll take it a bit longer. I was gonna end this one. I do have some chores to take care of today, but I will certainly keep the stream going just a touch longer. I will refresh my water, though it is getting a little bit low. I will be right back, guys. Hold on just 1 second. I will be right back. So don't mind me. Just stay tuned. I'll be back in just a second. All right, I am back. I am back. So, what has changed while I've been gone? It looks like PROG is still moving up. That's really good to see. We're back up above 450, so let's take a peek at those call options that just got in the money for PROG. Looks like people have sold some of them. Unfortunately, there's only 18,000 call options at 450. So, Abstract says smash that like button, y'all. I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Looks like we've gotten some more likes while I've been gone. Let's see. And so Ludwig says it's not too late. Zach Taylor, PROG, I'm back in the green. Abstract says, are you even DJ entree? Who knows? Who knows? They're working to whack DWAC, says Rico. Are they? Where is DWAC now? It looks like it's at 56.46. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, the PROG options at 450 are back in the money. Very fortunately, we'll see if we can keep them in the money throughout the course of the day. Hopefully, potentially some of these lower strike prices have already been covered, though. We really want the 5s, the 550s, and the 750s would be very nice. But some of those, some of the price rise that we've seen lately, institutions may have been buying up some PROG shares as people have been taking profits. Who knows? Who knows? So ideally, we'd be getting some of these higher strike prices, and the more recent ones would be nice to see. We'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens. Obviously, PROG is following a very similar pattern to what it has in the past. That's not a good chart for it, but let's see. 90 days is probably a decent chart for this PROG pattern where it rises up, then consolidates for a bit, rises up, consolidates, rises up, consolidates, rises up, consolidates. And we've just recently risen. We have actually broken the pattern, though. We did not make new highs on this most recent run-up, which I really would have liked to see. We were very close to doing it, and we just didn't quite get there. Maybe we'll do it now. Maybe we'll consider this part of the run-up still, right? Potentially we could, but it's not quite the same pattern that we've been following for the past while. We did honestly break it a little bit around here when we started moving up and bounced around $4 and $3 for a while. We broke the pattern a little bit, but we'll see what happens throughout the course of the day. Let's see. So Lou Hustles, I'm very interested to learn and become knowledgeable of the stock market and charts as you are, but I'd rather pay to learn. It shortens the learning curve and time is valuable. Would you consider? Let's see. I have bought a course before. It was actually a drop shipping course, and I did make some money drop shipping. So I will say, it did help out a bit. And it did, it saved some time. I will point this out. Something that I've realized more recently is that time definitely has a value. You can do stuff for free. Sometimes you can find some kind of service that teaches you and pays you. Some things just take time to learn. I think the stock market is one of them. A lot of the learning that you're going to do is just by watching and training your brain almost like an algorithm. But there are certainly some tasks that I think it is worth paying a little bit more to not have to deal with. For instance, if it's something like cooking a meal, this is something that I've been figuring out recently. If it's something like cooking a meal, you look at it and you say, well, I can save some money by going to the grocery store instead of going out to eat. And what you don't take into account when you make that calculation is what's your time worth, right? What does it cost you to cook dinner for 30 minutes or an hour? How much do you value your time? Do you value it at $10 an hour, $20 an hour, $100 an hour? What do you think it's worth? And if you spend 30 minutes making dinner, whereas you could have just ordered it and had it done instantly, how much extra is it costing you with that time being taken into account, right? Are you paying an extra, $5 to save yourself 30 minutes by getting takeout instead of making the meal yourself? Maybe that's worth it if you value your time at $10 an hour. It starts to make less sense, if you're cooking for a family of 4, because then you pay an extra $20, ordering out for everyone instead of just buying the food yourself. Then it starts to make more sense if you're cooking for multiple people to cook. But me, just cooking for myself, I've realized I may as well get the food taken out because it's just not worth the time to cook all the time. Sometimes I still cook, but more recently it's just been either making quick meals or getting takeout or something like that because it's not worth the 30 minutes to an hour sometimes that it takes. I mean, when you're talking about cleaning the pots and pans, depending on what you make, sometimes, if you're cutting up vegetables, geez, it can take an hour sometimes to make a meal. And is that hour worth, is it even worth minimum wage? Well, if it's worth minimum wage, then that's $7.25, at least in my state. So, I better be saving at least $7.25 and making something that tastes just as good as what I could get at a restaurant for the same price. So, I don't know. I think that at least regarding things like that, it can sometimes make sense to pay and not spend your time doing it. But you can certainly learn a lot about the stock market from watching the markets. I think is one of the best ways to learn about the market, right? Just watching the charts for a while. You can take as many lessons as you want, but at the end of the day, you're taking quizzes and all that. It's really going to come down to taking little trades, I think, is also very important. Not paper trading, but seeing how you actually react when there's some money on the line. Slowly upping that amount is very important as well. Not betting it all on one thing, not taking too much risk with one trade. I think that's important, but there's a bunch that goes into it. And, I'm still learning myself. So I've been doing it years and I'm still learning myself. So I think this is the never-ending journey, the never-ending story. And my minimum wage is more than twice yours. Yeah, I'm in North Carolina, so you might be in Massachusetts or something, but there are certainly big disparities in the minimum wage around the country, but who knows? Who knows? There's also lower cost of living in some areas too, so that definitely plays a factor, right? I've been to Massachusetts a decent amount of times, and I'll say I don't go to McDonald's that much anymore, but I used to go to McDonald's a decent amount. And the meals here used to cost $1 for a cheeseburger, and then I go to Massachusetts and it's like $3 for a cheeseburger. So it's crazy stuff. The price difference in some states, just on everyday stuff like McDonald's, crazy price differences in some states. I will say that around here, stuff's started to get a little bit more expensive due to inflation. I think the cheeseburgers, I don't think they're $1 anymore. I think they're like $1.50 or something like that. 50% inflation at McDonald's, crazy stuff. But Shiba Inu running today up 20%, says Timothy. Well, we got to take a peek at that then. Up 20% on the day. I'm seeing up 15%. Maybe it's up 20% off of lows, but I'm seeing up 15% right here. So potentially, we're looking at up 17% now, though. So maybe it was up 20% just a second ago. So yeah, Shiba Inu doing pretty good on Shiba Inu. And Acorn Sucks says, stay away from Mass. Yeah, I like visiting there. I wouldn't want to live there, though. I wouldn't want to live there. So Silver says anyone's minimum wage now is double what we were getting in the early 2000s. Yeah, I believe it. And yeah, Shiba Inu is an interesting one. It's interesting. I'm in it very little bit of Shiba Inu, not that much. We'll see what happens with it. Looks like the EVs are actually coming back, though. Taking a peek at that, the EVs are starting to move up. Lucid up big on the day, up 9%. Rivian, where's Rivian? Rivian up 7% on the day. So both those EVs coming back in a big way. And DJ Andre, I'm in on SHIB at 0.00005473. Nice. And Colorado is expensive, says Abstract. I believe it. I've been there once. And the only memory I have of it is looking at the side of a mountain that had some dinosaur footprints in it. So that's my one Colorado memory. But yeah, Colorado, I think, is a cool place. The first to legalize weed, I believe. So very nice of them. Very nice. And we'll see what happens with Sundial throughout the course of the day. Hopefully, honestly, I just want them at this point, just fill the freaking gap. Just fill the gap, get it over with, start moving back up. Sundial, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it to happen. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see if they actually do it or not, but that is the hope. So Sundial, and what was the other one? What was it? PHUN, and we'll see. So still up 6% on the day. It looks like we've just been in a little downtrend ever since launch. And Abstract says, I have 38 million SHIB. That is a large amount. I have, I think I only have like 1 million left at this point. I've sold most of my SHIB. Let me see. What do I got on Webull? Up big percentage-wise on it, but I've sold most of it. Let's see what the SHIB's looking like. So, SHIB, I've got 3 million SHIB. That's it. Up 345% on that SHIB trade right there. So, I'll show you guys right here. It's SHIB up 345%. Barely any cash in it, though. It's only has a market value of $150, but decent amount of SHIB. Not really, but we'll see what happens with it. So, we'll see. All right. And Abstract says, send out to the moon. Zach Taylor says, do not move to Florida. It's terrible down here. No state, income tax, high employment. Crazy, freedom-loving governor. Sounds terrible, Zach. It sounds terrible. No, I've been to Florida. I was actually, I was going to go down to Florida for Thanksgiving, but plans got changed on me last minute. So I'll just be going to the North Carolina coast for Thanksgiving. So I was looking forward to Florida, though. I was looking forward to it. Plans change sometimes, so that's too bad. Sandman, I have 950 million. It's my lotto ticket of SHIB. Nice. We'll see what happens with it. It certainly has been doing well over the past 3 months, but the past 20-something days, it's been suffering a little bit. So we'll see. Hopefully you have a low cost average on SHIB. And, 950 million of it, imagine if it goes to $1 per SHIB. That'd be quite a bit of money. You wouldn't even, in fact, if it just went to 1 cent, you'd have 9.5 million. So not bad. The odds of that happening seem relatively slim, just regarding how big the float is. But you could certainly make some money if it goes up a bit more. The market cap, though, is pretty high already. $27 billion market cap, I will point out. Almost $28 billion market cap on SHIB. Fully diluted, $30 billion. So fairly high market cap. So if maybe it could double, get a $60 billion market cap. Maybe it could 10x, get a $300 billion market cap, but that would make it one of the largest cryptos out there. I think it would be right below Ethereum. Yeah, that would be the third largest crypto out there, right below Ethereum at $300 billion. It would be above Binance Coin and Tether. So I don't know. Seems you could make some money in the meantime, but I don't know how high it'll go. I wonder what people's price targets are on that. But let me create a poll. We probably won't get too many votes on this, but we'll ask, what are you guys most bullish on? I'm curious. I'm always curious. So we got PHUN. We'll include that just because we got it in the title. I know some people are coming in for that. We'll add SHIB. We'll add Sundial. We'll add PROG, of course. And there we go. That looks good. So that's the 4 that we can ask. And I have a typo in the poll. It says, which are you most bullish on? But just pretend it says which. So we've gotten some comments. Abstract says, I sold all my stocks on Webull at a loss and gained it all back, plus more with SHIB. Nice. Hope SHIB to hit 0.001 cents someday in a few years, says DJ Andre, which is 10x. That would be nice. And Nilesh says, Rob, can you check BKKT? I certainly can. BKKT, let's see what's going on. BKKT, there we go. So up 10% on the day. Nice. If they could get back up above 20, that might regain them some support. It looks like maybe it was an overextension to the downside when they started moving down from $50. Maybe 17 was just a little bit too cheap. That might be the case for BKKT. Hopefully they will get back up above 20. If they can, then maybe back up above 31, which when we were talking about last time, that's where we saw some resistance last time, and we were saying if they could get above 31, they'd be in for a big run, and they certainly did. They broke through 31, got all the way up to $50. Decent profit right there. And we'll see. We'll see what happens with them at 20. Hopefully they'll be able to, if we adjust this line just a touch down to 20 right there, then hopefully they'll be able to get back up above 20. We'll see. Is there a catalyst for them today? And it doesn't look like it. No news recently. It's mostly just traders playing around with it. But yeah, up 11%. Not bad for anyone who's been holding it. Up 11% on the day. Don't mind that. So let's see. What is this poll saying? Which are you most bullish on? People are bullish. 44% of the 35 people who voted. 46% of them are most bullish on Sundial. 31% on PROG. 14% on SHIB. And 9% on PHUN. So Zach Taylor says, first 3 days of DWAC paid for my pool. Nice. And Mi Yokami says, PROG and AQST will have amazing Decembers. I hope so. AQST especially could if they get FDA approval. That would be very interesting. If they get FDA approval, I could certainly see them moving up quite a bit. You know, that's typically the trend when someone gets FDA approval. They move up quite a bit, though every now and then you get a sell the news situation, but very rare with the biotech companies when they get FDA approval. That tends to be very significant for them. Although I will point out a lot of people have been buying up AQST shares. You can see over the past couple of weeks, the past month really, people have been buying them up. Maybe they're betting on FDA approval. We'll see. We'll see. So betting on Sundial, but not much faith in any listed. Says Rocky Mountain Gobblers. You mean any listed companies? Is that what you're saying? Let's pull up Sundial. Let's pull it up right here. I like Sundial. I want it pulled up on the charts. Okay, so it's just bobbing around, not doing too much. The Sandman. I'm way in on Sundial with the company acquisition in December. That company, Alcana, is trading at $6.50. Why is Sundial not running up on acquisition? And after acquisition, what happens? So are you talking about Alcana? That's their the Canadian liquor distributor, I believe. So let me see. So Alcana, let's see. Are they currently trading Alcana? Is Alcana still trading? I thought they got acquired. I didn't realize. So let's see. So Alcana is, it looks like, still trading. Yeah. When the heck is that acquisition actually going to go through? Announces filing of management information for proposed plan of arrangement with Sundial Inc. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to... a couple of things. One, with Sundial, obviously, I think the fundamentals of Sundial justify a higher price, but they are being held down by shorts. You can see shorts have been relentlessly shorting Sundial stock, 338 million short shares, as well as the fact that I will admit there are a lot of bag holders on Sundial. Looking over the past year, a lot of people have been buying them at these higher prices, and they're looking at Sundial now. Whenever it pumps, people just start to sell off. People may have gotten a little ripped off in the past when they were buying at $4 a little prematurely. Sundial was still losing money at that point. So there's a lot of people looking to sell Sundial. Unfortunately, that's most likely why it's still falling, even despite good news coming out for them and the fact that they're going to be doing share buybacks. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And the Sandman, also, can we see what and when the company is buying shares back and what and how many? I believe they'll have to announce it in an SEC filing if they're buying back shares, but I'm sure that there will also be media sites covering it as well. So yeah, I believe they'll be announcing the share buybacks. I'm not sure if they'll be doing it in advance of them. So So let's see. So disclose or abstain. So I believe they do have to disclose their stock buybacks, because this says when it comes to regulations governing buybacks, insider trading laws apply to individual officers and directors, but leave corporations unfettered. Interesting. The general rule is disclose or abstain. Okay, so do insider trading rules apply to corporate stock buybacks? So it looks like, I mean, obviously they'll have to announce it at some point, right? But will they have to announce it beforehand or after the fact? That's what we're trying to figure out right here. So so public companies are required to disclose any material transaction that might impact a potential or existing shareholder decision to buy or sell their shares. Buybacks are done with the company's cash balance and may deplete it to a small or large extent. The shares that are purchased must be canceled and retired to Treasury. This impacts the number of shares outstanding and all of the financial ratios the investors rely on to determine the value of an investment. By disclosing a proposed buyback before the fact, the company is sending a signal to its shareholders as to what price it deems to be attractive for a repurchase. This is considered to suit the interest of full disclosure and transparency. It allows investors to make a better decision about their current future holdings in a particular stock. So public companies have an obligation to be fair and transparent so that investors are not being manipulated or disadvantaged by their actions. It sounds like they will have to announce their share buyback ahead of time. That's what I'm gleaning from this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of murkiness in the stock market, and even when looking into, even when doing research, there's a lot of murkiness in the stock market. There sometimes aren't necessarily very clear answers, unfortunately. But from the sound of it, they'll have to announce the share buyback. So looking at the poll, we've got 65 votes in the poll. 42% of people are most bullish on Sundial, 32% on PROG, 17% on SHIB, 9% on PHUN. And metals need to make up their mind today, says Zach. Yeah, gold and silver. We can pull up real quick. Yeah, interesting. I hope they make up their mind and go to the upside. That would be nice to see. But Zach says physical, Silver says physical. I like the touch, the sound. I like it too. It is fun to play with physical metals. But that's what we've got for today's stream. It's 11 o'clock, guys. Thank you all for joining. It was very fun. I think this is a good way to end the stream, right? Everything is in the green, it looks like. Everything is in the green, at least that we've been watching for the most part. Everything's in the green. So very happy with it. And the Sandman37357, thank you for the super chat. The perfect way to end the stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So yeah, we're ending this in a really good way, right? Friday, we're moving into the weekend. Everyone, try to take some time off this weekend. Don't stress yourselves out about the markets too much. Relax. Take the weekends off. That's how I view it. Don't think about the markets 24/7. Give yourself some time to reset. So other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.